Hey wrestling fans, this is Rick from rickswrestlingblog.com. Hey, I've got a storyline I put up on my website, and it's actually called The Shield. You know, what's their future, what's going on, what the WWE plans to do with them. And I tell you what, the Shield's been really impressive since they've come up, and they've been up here in the WWE for over a year now. And, you know, they were Tag Team Champions for a while, Rollins and Reigns. Ambrose, still the United States Champion. And, you know, these guys have been a lot of fun to watch. So I've got a storyline saying, hey, you know, sooner or later, the WWE is going to take this team and actually break them up. You know, a little sad, but, you know, that's what the WWE does. That's what they've done since day one, really. So most tag teams that you hear about from the past, at one point or another, they've broken up, they've battled against each other. But, you know, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because they keep things going. The problem comes when the WWE runs out of ideas and doesn't know what to do with them individually. And that's my concern, because will they become jobbers like so many others do, or will they go on and have a tremendous future? So, hey, I break it down on my website, okay? So, I break it down, and we're going to talk about Roman Reigns. This guy's been so impressive. This guy put on a show at the Survivor Series. I expect him to put on another show at the Royal Rumble. Don't be surprised if you see this guy going for the world title sometime next year, maybe by the end of the year. But don't be surprised if you don't see him in that title. You know, because I expect him to go after that title, and not only go after it, he'll probably win it. So we'll see. Let's take a look at Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is just a master in the ring. This guy knows how to make others look good. And he looks good too. I mean, this guy is a technician. This guy can wrestle. He can put on a show. I'm thinking that this guy, if you put him with an Antonio Cesaro and put him together in a match, and I tell you what, I think this may be one of the best matches we ever see. So we'll see. You got to, you know, if you put technical wrestlers with technical wrestlers, they usually put on a pretty good show. And so what about Dean Ambrose? Well, Dean Ambrose may not be the greatest in technical wrestling, although he's actually pretty good. But he's really the best on the mic. He's the best on the mic, and he's very unorthodox as a wrestler. So, you know, you put these things together. I mean, let's look at the past. Okay, who's been good at the mic, but also a lousy wrestler? Hulk Hogan's probably #1 on my list. The Rock isn't that great a wrestler, but he can speak. He's just a master on the mic. You've got Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wasn't the greatest wrestler. No, he's just a bunch of stomp him and kick him and punch him. But the guy was good on the mic. So, I mean, hey, you know, Dean Ambrose, he's great on the mic. He's actually better than the three I just mentioned when it comes to his technical wrestling skills. But, you know, you got a guy who's got a good future here with the WWE. You look at all these three, and these three guys have a good future. But it depends on what the creative team decides to do with them. I'm hoping that they don't go the route where, hey, don't know what to do with Dean Ambrose now, and then before you know it, he's jobbing to everybody. Or he's jobbing to, or the same with Rollins, and even the same with Reigns. I mean, think about it. How many people have become jobbers? So, you know, you got, if they have nothing for Fandango to go towards, what happens with Fandango? Fandango becomes a jobber. What happens with Dolph Ziggler? Dolph Ziggler's been a jobber now for quite a while. What happens to Damien Sandow? Damien Sandow becomes a jobber. Well, guess what? That's what happens with so many of these wrestlers these days. They end up jobbing when they don't have a creative storyline to follow. So, anyway, so that's my storyline. It's about the Shield. So visit my website, read about it. I've got some more detail on there, and I think it's a pretty good storyline to go by. And we'll see you next time with the next storyline. Thanks.